Hey everyone, Ben here, back in iRacing's Super Formula series for a cracker of a race at Interlagos. I've got 12 intense laps to come, but for now, I just want to say a big thank you to all of my channel members from 2023. Your support is massively appreciated, and if you're not a channel member, but you're interested in finding out more, there's a link in the description. Right then, P6 on a grid of 20 here at Interlagos, getting ready to get underway. Red lights are on, waiting for the green. We're held for a long time, but finally we're underway and we get a much better launch than Gummersdal just up ahead of us, but we're going to get pinched to the wall on the inside, and now it's time to hold our breath and clench the wheel tight as we just squeeze through. Two cars swooping around the outside, and then another dips underneath us through the second part of the center S. So I think, in actual fact, despite a very good launch, I've dropped from 6th to 9th, but a good start here at Interlagos is any start where you keep hold of two wings and four wheels. We come through the left-hander and one driver's off. Up ahead, that looks like Vince Meerfeld. He's had a big off there through the left-hander, so we'll get one position back at least. And actually, I'm straight away challenging Kazaz up ahead as we come up the hill through the right-hander and we dive down the inside into the very tricky technical middle section of the lap here at Interlagos. So we're actually back up into P7, seizing the moment there, sensing there was an opportunity down the inside, and look at that, we're going to be under challenge again though as we come towards the final part of this opening lap. We are side by side with Kazaz there, just about holding on. I thought I'd got the position well and truly secured, but he sensed an opportunity to punch right back. But as we come through Yuncao for the first time, easily the most difficult corner on this circuit, we got through well there, and I've now got a gap of around half a second to Kazaz behind and half a second to Simon Dupont up ahead, and we'll cross the start finish line in P7. How then did we lose Meerfeld? He was actually leading into the left-hander, but he just overcooked it. The pressure got to him there as he'd just taken the lead of the race. And then here's a quick replay of my move on Kazaz coming up the hill through the right-hander. He leaves the door open. I'm confident on the brakes and I get the move done. But there is zero time to rest. We're straight back into the live action at the beginning of lap 2, and I am still under big pressure from Kazaz behind. Dupont is just building a little bit of a gap up ahead, cars side by side. I'm going to have to come defensively here into the left-hander. I do not want to give an inch here early in the race. If possible, I want to try and build a gap through this lap. You could see Kazaz was tempted to try and get around the outside. Very, very difficult to hold the car around there and make up the position, but the gap is just 0.3 seconds as once again we're into the technical middle section here, just trying to feel if the car is fully up to temperature yet or not. You don't want to push too hard, very easy on some of these off-camber corners, so either lock the brake and get in too deep as we nearly do there through the right-hander, or over-rotate the car, and there's a big danger of that as we come down the hill here if the tyres are not gripped up through Yuncao again, where the big priority is getting a good exit onto this very big climb up, flat out here, all the way to the start finish line and into T1 once again. It looks like I've got a big enough gap to Kazaz behind. It's only 0.2 seconds though, so I have not succeeded in my mission to try and break the gap there. But unfortunately for me, I'm going to come under even more pressure as we just get a slightly compromised line through the center S's there. He's 0.1 seconds behind now, and he will have a run down the back straight here as he's going to shape to the inside. I wasn't quick enough to see that coming and head off his move down the inside, and that is going to leave me a sitting duck there through the corner, and I've lost the position to Kazaz. So we gained it from him on lap 1, we've lost it on lap 3, and I'm back down into 8th position. A very nice clean overtake there, and there are more drivers behind me interested in getting past as well, so I'm going to have to be on my toes. But in the meantime, I was looking up ahead, and over the next couple of laps, Kazaz made more progress in this race. He would challenge Dupont in exactly the same position that he executed the overtake on me, and that would be him up another position in this race. Good pace from Kazaz in the early stages. We rejoin the live action then on lap 6, and none of the drivers have really gotten away from us up ahead. I am coming under pressure from Luca Palladino behind, but up ahead it's Dupont and Kazaz 4 drivers then separated by less than a second and a half. So this is really tight and competitive racing here at Interlagos. I sense that I can get my P6 back here if I'm able to drive smartly as well as quickly. I've just got to stay in contention here. How I deploy my boost button when I pick my overtaking spots is going to be key. As you can see up ahead, DuPont and Kazaz fighting hard into T1 there. That's going to put DuPont offline and actually give me a chance potentially here. So I've got my boost activated. I'm going to come to the inside, but he's going to block me off. So I've got to switch back to the outside here. Can I hold it around the outside of the corner? Well, the truth is I can't. And actually I'm coming under pressure from Palladino, who's down my inside. So far from gaining a position, I might actually lose one here. We're still side by side as we climb up the hill. I'm going to have the high ground into the very fast right-hander here. I'm going to try and carry as much speed as I can. Palladino tries to get down my inside. That's going to push me slightly wide as I've got to give him a little bit of space there. He's still side by side through the left-hander. I am holding on for dear life here. Palladino comes again through the right-hander, but we don't make contact. Fantastic competitive racing here. It looks like I've just about held on, but wow, I went from imagining myself back up in P7 to fighting desperately to cling on to P8, and you can see there, speaking of desperately, I nearly lost the car through Young Cow. That has cost me a little bit of time as we head on to the start-finish straight once again. You can see in the rear view mirror, Palladino is closing in fast here. He's using his boost. I can't use mine. He's going to be down my inside. I choose not to fight it because ultimately he's got more speed there. I didn't want to lose any more time. I'd already lost 1.2 seconds on the prior lap. Let's take a look at how all that played out then. You can see good defensive move there from DuPont. It forced me to the outside very nearly. A wonderful opportunistic pass from Palladino down my inside, but I was able to fight back. Great, clean, close, intense racing here as we managed to go side by side through several very tricky corners here, but without making even the slightest bit of contact. Fair play to Palladino. He put on a huge amount of pressure through this lap, but he never overstepped the mark. We gave each other plenty of space, and that allowed us to go hammer and tongs through that lap, but without coming to grief. And then as we got towards the end of the lap, the beginning of the next lap, he just had too much speed. I couldn't keep him behind. I decided against losing any more time from the drivers up ahead. It had already cost me big. And now when we get back to the live action on lap 8, my plan is to try and strike straight back. We're coming into Young Cow. Once again, a good exit here, absolutely crucial. And then I'm going to activate my overtake button and try and press home an advantage here. He has not activated his yet, but you will see the green light starting to flash. So Palladino means to defend here. Have I got enough overspeed to try and get alongside into T1? I'm going to shape to the inside here, try and leave it as late as I can on the brakes, but he just carries enough speed into the corner, and unfortunately I couldn't get another chance to attack over the next couple of laps. And actually Palladino was intent on passing DuPont up ahead, and he was going to have a go at him in exactly the same position that I failed to pass DuPont. And you can see DuPont tries to defend once again, but Palladino is not going to pull out. He's up on the grass. He actually manages to hold it though, and he's in no mood to give DuPont any space around the outside either, and that leaves DuPont losing time to me behind, who is in hot pursuit. And that's where we pick up once again with the live action. Just a few corners later, with a lap and a half to go in this race, and we are right back on the tail of the pack of cars up ahead. This is going to be a four-way fight because Kazaz is not that far up the road with just one lap left to go. Let's see what we can do here then. We've got our work cut out for us, but we're going to apply the pressure as best we can. I've put my overtake button on. I was hoping I'd have enough to the end of the race, but I've just noticed the countdown timer. I'm going to be extremely tight, but I've got to try and put as much pressure on as I can here into T1, and we just marginally outbrake myself there. I've lost a little bit of time coming through the corner. That's a big shame then, but I'm going to hopefully get the advantage of the boost down the back straight and through the rest of this lap, because looking up ahead, it doesn't look as if the other drivers in this chain have any boost left. So can I press home this marginal advantage from P9 and try and get back up further into the top 10? This has been a fantastic battle all race long. I feel like in the cockpit right now I've been slightly unlucky in my racing so far this afternoon, and actually that battle with DuPont over position cost me big time. Otherwise I could have been pressuring Kazaz for that P6. Look at my dash though, you can see the overtake sign has gone red. That means I'm about to run out of boost, and I'm going to run out at an absolutely critical time, because although I've squeezed onto the rear wing of DuPont up ahead, I need the overtake to be working for me right now. We're right within striking distance, but I haven't got it at my disposal, and that is going to mean I'm going to come up just a couple of car lengths short from being able to snatch P8 at the death. I'm going to have to settle for P9. But if you thought that was close, this is the battle for the lead, where Lang, right pressed up against the wall, is going to snatch it in the dying moments by 0.007. Extraordinary finish there at the front of the field. A very tight finish towards the back end of the top 10 where we were. I can't help but feel a little bit angry with myself in the cockpit at the end of this race. I think with a little bit more smart racecraft there, I could have probably bagged a top 6 finish. I got unlucky at the start, was boxed in, and then I just made a couple of decisions which in hindsight cost me quite a bit of time on track. Nevertheless, really enjoyable session. I hope you've enjoyed the video and all the videos so far this year. If you have, leave a like, get subscribed, and I will see you on the next one.